Hey guys, what's up? How are you all doing? My name is Williams. I run Williams C# and engineering walkthroughs. Just gonna go off screen a little bit to just manage some of my apps. Today's gonna be a really interesting episode. Chill stream as usual. Yeah, I think today will be quite fun because we're gonna touch on some artificial intelligence territory, which should be very interesting. To give a bit of background, off screen yesterday, after yesterday's stream, I was doing a bit of coding around as I do after the streams. I like to code around. I like to kind of get ready for the next stream by making progress off the last stream. And I looked, and I saw this a tab for Copilot. Copilot is Microsoft's AI agent. Excuse me. And I've always seen the Copilot AI assistant tab thing, and I actually thought, let me just try this out. So I tried out the tab, and there is a free tier and there's a paid tier. I set up for the free tier, and I gave it a little task to just summarize my code, and I was fairly impressed. I'll show you guys before we dive into the before I show you guys the AI panel and we kind of dive into the episode. I'm going to demonstrate what's going on here, but just give a little bit of background context. Yeah, I realized that Microsoft integrated a new AI feature to Visual Studio. They've kind of like upgraded Copilot into this like fully. Copilot is now like a proper AI agent. Copilot has been around before AI, if I'm not mistaken. Just Copilot didn't have the AI backend to it per se back in the days. But yeah, so GitHub Copilot, I've been playing around with it, and I think we might be able to have some fun. I wanted my reactions to be pretty like first hand, so I didn't do too much on the front of the AI stuff. I really want my reactions to be like on stream to what I discover. And speaking of AI, I don't want to. Yeah, so yeah, I'm talking a lot about AI, but of course, I'm not trying to replace my workflow. I'm just trying to explore where AI could come in for certain pain points. For me, it's the main pain points for game dev that AI could be useful for is like asset generation, especially for placeholders. When I just need a quick set of assets for like a quick scene, and I just want to see how well AI can summarize my code and maybe give me some good suggestions. I'm not sure if this Copilot can generate source code. Probably it can, so we're gonna see. Um, I'm gonna use. I'm a bit of a Microsoft fanboy, so I'm gonna stick to Copilot. I'm going to my AI search for asset generation, because in today's episode, speaking of asset generation, what I want to do is see if we can get some movement on the screen. We made a start last episode with camera controls. Oh, sorry, not camera controls. With agent controls, player agent controls. Managed to get the core window API working, and so I'm going to refresh all our memories. We're going to look at the Vanguard engine now, or this Vanguard project, or this project basically. Gonna start improving the UI because little by little, guys. Now that we are just checking back behind me, now that we have more of the back end of the library kind of established, now this context of building the game world sort of blends with the library itself in a way. There's kind of like this. I have this consideration for the game world now, in as much as the library has sort of been built. I've sort of set the foundations of the library as we've been looking at for the past, I think, 6 episodes. I think it's episode 7, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, episode 6 was yesterday. So I'm gonna hit build scene. I don't know if I have any breakpoints. I don't know if it's gonna break. Oh no, I took off the breakpoint. So what's going on here? Obviously, nothing's really to any kind of decent scale. But I have my Valkyrie asset. She's gonna be my player agent. I have this very simple background. Now I'm probably gonna change. I'm going to change things up. I want to make this look like a better scene. Now that we kind of know that we're generating assets, we've got the data flow running, we got the separate agents on the screen have their own animation timings. Now I want to kind of build a more cohesive scene, right? So that's what today's episode is going to kind of walk towards. So yeah, I'm going to close this. the kind of game I want to make, just as a little bit of a side note, I'll try to put a poll on the channel, as I said, I suggested or I alluded that I would do. See what you guys want to see, more of a top-down view. But I'm veering towards a side view game that's still an RPG, so like a fighting game, mechanic-based game with RPG elements. Because I used to play a lot of 2D fighting games, and I kind of know some of the nuances of what makes, 2D fighters tick. Okay, cool. Cross this out. Had a bit of a notification from Visual Studio. Apparently have an extension running that's slowing down the IDE. I'm not sure what that's about. I'm going to just cross out the notification. Don't really need to see that. Yeah, so before we get into the nuts and bolts of this particular episode, this is GitHub Copilot, the panel. It was on the side, which is now at the bottom now. All the tabs are docked at the bottom. I've still got my Solution Explorer tab here as well. I've got all my classes. I've got my Vanguard core library, which I've been building for the past 6 days of streaming. I've got my project, which is just a UWP blank project. And I've got this GitHub Copilot panel up here. So if you look, guys, I thought this was really chill. I thought it was really cool. So obviously AI has been around for years, I know of like code summaries and stuff, but it's just really nice to see it on my own projects. So please summarize. I've asked Copilot to please summarize what my code does in my main page file. So just a general purpose. I made a general purpose prompt there. And my main page, which is, where is it gone? Is this one. Obviously, it's kind of like the initializer of the whole project itself. This is the main entry point of my UWP project. And I'm initializing members in my models domain for my library here as well. So in the load animated canvas components, I'm like setting up my draw flow. I'm utilizing my data interface layer so I can access members in the models domain. And then I have a method that actually just initializes a scene. So you could even consider, it may be accurate to consider that a level could be invoked via just a method. And that's the sort of approach I'm taking. So my main placeholder scene, or like level 1, say, is just invoked via a method, right? And that's build scene. That could be like level 1 or something. Keep things quite nice and consistent there. So Copilot told me initialization. Key responsibilities is initialization. My main page calls initialize component to initialize. We all know about that. That's just a constructor. Invokes. So load animated canvas components. What my class does is to load animated canvas components to set up the animated canvas and related resources. Pretty accurate. Scene building. So what else does my class do? My class constructs a scene by populating animation lists and command lists. So that's kind of cool that it knows that. My main class also sets up render lists with specific dimensions for assets. For example, background and Valkyrie. So this is funny. I've been spelling Valkyrie wrong. Apparently you spell Valkyrie with a Y. Maybe. Yeah, it's like Valkyrie. I've been using just Valkyrie without a Y, but I'll probably continue just using without a Y because I don't want to kind of like rename things in my actual project. But I didn't know that until I read this summary. My main class also initializes and populates a Z buffer for rendering depth, which is accurate. And I have a small draw flag set to true to activate the drawing process, so that's really cool. And then some of the building stuff. To generate the actual level itself, my main class has a load animated canvas components method, which is this one here. So I think that was like a general summary I just read out. So specifying folder paths, that's kind of fun stuff that I had to set up, took a while. Setting up event handlers for resource creation, defining the number of assets, frame cuts, and animations. So yeah, I can keep reading it. But it just gave me a really useful breakdown of what's actually going on here, and I can see how this could be useful for like if this project was a collaborative project, then obviously like say if I had a colleague next to me, my colleague, he or she could read the summary and just be up to speed with what's going on without having to decipher all my code. And obviously, just like yesterday, I was doing the control logic, so I think it's there somewhere. Number 4, keyboard input handling. So excuse me. My class captures keyboard input events and passes them to the controller parser for processing. Exactly right. I have a few dependencies as well. Vanguard core library. So it's kind of cool that Copilot knows that I'm using Vanguard core as a library, as a dependency. So Vanguard Core provides core functionality for animation, rendering, and resource management. Controller parsing. So I also made my controller parsing facility within my library, and main canvas animated control. So this is referring to Win2D in a sense. Actually, no, it's just referring to the dependency where the canvas animated control is coming from. So yeah, I'm a little bit impressed by that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's quite nice. So I'm going to be asking Copilot some more complex coding questions as we go, just to kind of test the waters with this. This is the free tier. I don't know if I'll get charged at some point. I don't know, guys. I don't know if it's like per complexity. But for now, as long as it's working, I'll continue to use this facility here. So what we're doing today, guys, I wanted to just kind of get us up to speed. So our tasks for today, what we want to aim to do is to continue working on the control system for moving a player agent around the scene. That's the first one. So let me go and find my update loop. Animate update. So this is within my library domain, and I have a really simple piece of logic here. If my player state is to walk right, then I want to invoke some logic. So I made some enumerated lists earlier in a previous stream. Let me see if I can get it up on the screen. Just taking a minute. Yeah, so I made an enumerated list. So this has like kind of human readable references to different move sets of my character, right? Different moves from the moveset of my character, from idle animation, walking to the right, left, dashing, jumping, and such and so forth. So in my animated update, I'm basically saying if I move to the right, make sure that this flag is set. This element is active right now. And then this is the actual logic pertaining towards the movement. If I were to put a break and I hit the D key, as I demonstrated yesterday, then it invokes the logic that falls within this block. So we're going to try and get Valkyrie to move across the screen. And there are multiple ways we can do this. Almost infinite. So what comes to my consideration is the fact we can take advantage of a coordinate system, right? So I made a class earlier. I think it was off screen actually. I don't think I did this in the stream yesterday. I think it was off stream earlier today, I think. I can't remember exactly. Called World Coordinates. And I have a few coordinates here. This is in Vanguard Core Library. I was getting aware that like the coupling between my game world, my Vanguard project and Vanguard Core Library is starting to couple, which I'm worried about. I want it such that, I don't want the coupling to be in such a way that the game mechanics are sort of coupled between the project scope and my library scope, but as I'm developing this, I'm kind of seeing how to work around these considerations. But for now, as long as I get working scenes, I have like animations, everything working in a fairly cohesive manner, I'm good. Okay, sweetness. So we have a few variables, some doubles, because rect structs take doubles, if I'm not mistaken. Viewport X, viewport Y, world Y, world X, as you can see. The way I like to see this is that we have a set of world coordinates for our player agent, but we also have a set of relative coordinates. The relative so it's really hard to describe this. I could draw it out, but I don't have my tablet and I don't really want to use the mouse. I'll probably use the notepad as I've been doing so far. But as we go through this, I'll kind of illustrate as we're going with, verbal description. Scene agents. All this is, guys, is just a list of X and Y values of all my agents on the scene, right? So if I have all my agents, the coordinates of all my agents here in a list of vector2, it just means I can implement a list with, I can implement a loop within one update call, which allows me to incrementally process each agent, right? So add scene agent element is a function I have a function here that just adds new vector2 list, a new vector2 to my list. So anytime I want to, because the whole idea, guys, again, I kind of want to increase cohesion while decreasing coupling when it comes to building game worlds relying on the library. So project scope and library relationship should be, the relationship between the project scope and the library should be quite modular in that regard. So you can, at project scope, you can add new scene agents, their coordinates. And here's where we're going to start doing the camera movement stuff. So first things first, what we need to do, maybe I can draw this out. Let me see. Where's my notes section? We need to take into account, guys, that because I'm making a 2D game with parallaxing camera movement, right? It would be good if I had some reference videos here, but I don't right now. I'm not going to go on YouTube for that, just out of consideration of, I don't know, copyright, I don't know. And it might take some time. Although I don't personally mind. Okay, so the thing that we need to consider, with parallaxing movement, we have like the scope of our viewport. Let's just say that's our viewport. And we have our player agent. So let's just say player 1, right? And let's say player 1 is the main agent, and we could say agent 1. Oh, no, better, NPC 1. Let's say like that. And let's give these agents here some coordinates. So let's just say player 1's at 0, 0, and player NPC is at 2, 0. Let's just say XY. So obviously, when we're traversing our game world, we could have the kind of camera that's quite static. So kind of like what comes to mind is like some of the my consideration, some of the older 2D side-scrolling platforming games, such as like Mega Man games, if I'm not mistaken, the older 2D Mega Man games, and even to some extent Super Mario. I played Super Mario Advance, but that was based on Super Mario Bros. 2. When you're falling vertically, the camera doesn't parallax in that game, if I'm not mistaken. Like, you literally just fall down. Once you hit the bottom, then the screen will parallax, and then you fall to the next part. Kind of like with Mega Man games. There's like a limited parallaxing going on there in the Y domain. But what we want to do is that we can traverse our camera movement, or we can traverse our world, but once we hit a certain anchor point, let's just say here, like some kind of anchor point. Oh, I should have moved everything at once, but it's okay. What we want to happen is that obviously the viewport of the world shifts. So the viewport, as we're moving, say, to the right, the viewport will shift to the left. And this creates the illusion of movement. That's the kind of approach, the mechanic we're approaching here. Conversely, if we move to the left, then the parallax camera will pan the world viewport to the right to create that kind of illusion of movement, right? Parallaxing movement. Let me quickly pause this. 1 second, guys. 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to fix something on myself. Alright, sweetness. So where was I? So parallax camera. So that's the whole idea. I didn't give this too much thought because I wanted to again get like a kind of organic reaction to how I'm gonna frame this, how I'm gonna frame a solution to this challenge. So that's my reasoning behind not really having a schematic, say, for a solution. I want to kind of do it organically on stream. Because when I figure things out on off stream, I'm like, oh, man, I should have streamed. So I kind of, I kind of want to make sure I catch my reactions. It's quite fun. Okay. Okay. So my first consideration, without me complicating the code too much, if I go to my animate update, all I want to do is update my statically accessed coordinates. We'll start with the player character. So because world coordinates has members that are statically typed, let me see if I got that. Yeah, I got this right. Already off to a great start. This is in Vanguard Core. Is that in Vanguard Core or in Vanguard? Vanguard Core, yeah. Oh, my class is not public. As in, yeah, the protection level is quite high here. But I shouldn't have issues with that because the namespace is the same. Oh, that's kind of weird. I'm probably wrong on that then. Let me see if it shows up. World coordinates. Now, that's quite cool. So nowadays, since I initialized this GitHub Copilot, I'm getting a lot of suggestive code snippets, which I do appreciate. So on a simple note, yes, I could post increment movement by +5, something like that. So we're going to go ahead and just add world coordinates. And okay, this is quite a naive solution, but again, I'm just going to try and get something working on the screen, and before we start to like encapsulate information and stuff like that. Do excuse me. All while trying to be quite efficient at the same time. So if we're moving to the right, we want our player agent to also move to the right. Now, of course, I spoke about docking, going to an anchor point. So we're going to get to the point where we talk about how to deal with like anchoring NPCs, anchoring agents, and like the viewport as a whole, the movement of the viewport. But for now, so player one, and that's why I made 2 sets of coordinates. This is quite important. The way I approach this, the way I've approached this in the past with some of my other 2D game projects, excuse me, is that I have 2 sets of X and Y coordinates. Player world and player viewport. There might be a way to simplify this, but the way I like to consider is the world coordinate is the absolute value of where my agents are on the screen, the absolute mapping. And the viewport is the viewport XY is the relative mapping of where the player sees agents on the screen. Okay, so we want to update the world coordinates first. Let's put a post increment of, let's make it 5 actually. Because we're dealing with double values. I saw a float suggestion there, but we're going to do a double. We'll comment as we go. And I'm already getting some suggestions. Update the player's world coordinates. Okay, that's quite cool. So let's accept that. I could press tab for that, I think, but my tab button's missing on my keyboard. Long story. Yeah. Okay, sweetness. So walking to the right. Gonna keep things really simple. I'm not gonna use it if else. I'm just gonna use if to evaluate all the clauses. If walk left, then the world coordinates will post decrement -5. So we're moving to the left. That's the value of the world positions for the player. Okay, cool. Now, I want to make sure that, because I know I want to check my controller parser quickly to make sure I have all the directions accounted for. Yeah, WASD. So I got up, left, down, and right. That's fine. And I'll go back to my update class. So we're just going to look at left and right for now. Now the fun thing is, if I look at my draw core, I'm quite happy about how general purpose it is. I did update it, guys. I'm not sure if I did this on stream yesterday, but what I did, I updated my draw logic because this accommodates for multiple, what am I trying to say? Just because I need to go off screen for a second. This accounts for multiple, oh my gosh, my mind's going blank now. Multiple. So if I had, this was okay for like 1 agent, but now if I want to load like say 10 agents, everything has to be dynamic on the draw level. Otherwise, we have to always modify the draw loop for this, and I didn't want that. That's why I extended the functionality of the draw logic. I have a few like scope-based flags here, some counts, some indexes. I had to implement the indexes in the right place to eliminate all the magic numbers. There might be some magic numbers at the end. Yeah, because the thing is, I left these as magic numbers because this is the X and Y position of our agents. But we're going to use dynamic variables. We're going to use the update our variables dynamically, and this is where the camera stuff comes into play. So it's going to be really fun. Give me 1 minute, guys. I'm just going to go off screen. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I just had to go off screen for a little minute. Okay, everything's chill. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna, because in order for the movement to work, obviously we have to interact with the draw logic, right? So I'm talking about making my player agent move across the screen. So in order to achieve this, I need to eliminate those magic numbers because those two zeros pertain towards my rects, my bounding rects, which are in my render list class. I have a class that generates rects on the fly once you invoke the respective functions, and you basically, I supply an x and a y value, a width and a height at the generation phase, and yeah, these values basically update. Well, I will make these values update dynamically. So if I go to the main page, let me see what I'm doing here. See what's going on, guys. Where am I setting the assets? Yeah, so the positions of my background and Valkyrie are set here, right? These variables. So these are x, y, x, y. I'm gonna make these my wall coordinates, and at runtime, when they update, the value of the xy's will update. So in theory, the positions of Valkyrie should move if I'm moving Valkyrie on screen, if that makes sense. So which one's Valkyrie? I have to do all of them anyway. I'll start with Valkyrie because she's the main player agent. So I'll go for Vanguard core. Oh, I'm doing that wrong, aren't I? Hold on a second, guys. Vector 2. Oh, okay, I see what I'm doing there. X, rex to load index X. Oh, why am I getting confused now? My render list. Populate render list. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, that's should be right. I need to add rect dimension. What was it? Dimensions, diamond. It's just a bit confusing because it's like these are position. These are dimensions pertaining towards height and width, not x and y. I used magic numbers there, so that just means that I need to make another set of vector 2s, I guess, if I'm not mistaken. I should make a note of that. I tried to use a vector 4, but I couldn't access certain members with the vector 4 class, which is a little bit strange. That's why I'm going to use 2 sets of vector 2s. Let me see. Rex to load. Oh, that's not right. Sorry guys, hold on a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go to my function. Rex to load count. Just gotta make sure I'm doing the right thing here. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, okay, I think I get it. I don't like the naming of this list. My vector excuse me. My vector 2 list. I'm not sure why I put count there when it's not a count. I made a bit of a mistake, but you know, let me keep it consistent for now. Rex to load. Actually, no, I don't like that at all. I'm gonna change the name probably. So Rex to load XY positions. How many references are here? If it's just the 2 references, then I'll change the naming. I think it's just 2 references. Yeah, that's the Vanguard core, is it? Oh no, it's not. Oh, just initialization. Let me pin this quickly, so I know I think I might get a prompt to update all the references actually. Rex to load width height height values. That little light bulb should come up. Rename. I'm gonna rename my all my references. Nice little shorthander instead of me doing things manually. Visual Studio. Sweetness. Can unpin this. Okay. So I'm going to look at this. I'm going to go to main page. So right now we're populating our list of width height values for all the agents, which is only 2 agents, a background and Valkyrie. Now I'm going to... Oh, oops, that doesn't look right. Oh, because I'm using Rex to load width height values. Is that a function in my data? No, okay, sweet. In that case, I'll just copy and paste the lines of code, change my variable. So now I'm going to update, or rather, I'm going to populate the XY values. Rex to load XY positions, and I need to do this twice. Oh, let's see. So I'm going to start my background on 0, 0, 0 for X, and I suppose 0 for Y. guess I could do the same for Valkyrie. But it's gonna look a bit weird. She's gonna be in 002. This is just, you know, scene placeholder stuff. Excellent. Alright. So now that we've done that, it's just a simple case of making sure we use the dynamic variables. Hold on a second, guys. Why am I getting confused? Ah, yes, that's right. So for the X value, now I'm going to go to my render list. I'm going to go to my rects list, my list of rects, access by index. So it's going to like I'm going to dynamically access my background and Valkyrie. I'm going to put the X position. So it would be X property, if I'm not mistaken. Is it capital? Yeah. And then the same principle for my Y value. So I can use these values. So that eliminates all the magic numbers if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. So for the most part we're fine. Okay, cool. Excellent. Now, what's next? Let me see. Render list. I've got to make sure, since this is the value being used in my render list, I need to make sure I'm updating my render list position values on the fly. And I think that's a job. I think the update stuff is a job for the update call. So in as much as I have the player world position changing, the rect position needs to change as well. That's a must. I'm going to do that here. So it's going to be a simple assignment. So I'm going to see how this pans out. It might be best to do this in the draw logic, but I'm going to see how this pans out. Maybe it is best I use the draw loop. Because the draw loop is moving. The draw loop is drawing everything at every draw call. Let me try with the draw loop. So world coordinate player world X. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's okay, this is good. So where's it gone? I can make a simple assignment here actually. Oh no, this is where it gets a bit tricky. Okay, I get it. I know. I was gonna assign the value of X and Y on this line, but nah, not great, because I have multiple agents. So for the count of assets I loop, first I animate them, I draw my agents, but before I even draw them, I want to assign their values. I want to refresh the values of the agents. So let's see if I can do this. Render lists, let's try this. Render lists. Where am I? Render lists. Ret list. Index. Index. 1 second, guys. I have to be right back. I really do apologize for the interruptions, guys. Just had to get up for a second for something behind me. Where was I? Render list, ret list, index. Yeah, so I'm trying to update my render list on the fly. So X. Now the thing is, for individual agents, they need to have their individual values updated. If I can individually update agents without doing things too manually, that's the best thing. For example, this line evaluates for, first let me make sure this works. I think it's a conversion thing. Ooh. I can't modify the return value of list. Oh, that's crazy. But it says it's a get set. Render list, ret list, index. No, I can't modify the return value of it's not variable. It's super strange. Let's try that again. Let me just have a look at this one. Strange. Let me just have a look at that. It would seem to me I have to construct new racks, but I don't know about that. Constructing on the fly is just so resource heavy. Can I just modify the values? So in essence, all I'm doing is trying to update my rect. Where's my rect list? Have a look at it. List of rect. That's really strange. Maybe a workaround. Sure, I can do it like this. Well, if it's not letting me, I have to construct. I have to construct my rect or something, or make an assignment. Ah, I get it. So, I don't know about this. Let me try something, guys. It seems I'll have to construct a new rect and assign the values, which is really weird. I mean, as long as I've got good resource allocation, like resource management, I should be good, but I'm a bit worried about this. Let me see what happens. Oh goodness me, new rect. What am I doing? Oh yeah, that is right. Oh, they float values. I thought they were double values. No, they're doubles. X. I need floats. I'll look into that. Oh, okay, it's my render list, isn't it? Did I do float? Where floats come into play? could use a construct rect because I'm actually constructing recs on the fly. That might be what I have to do. Okay, let me see. But before I do that, let me just check if this is going to work. It probably won't. It did work. Fair enough. Is it height width or width height? I can't remember. I think it's width height. Width height, yeah. So I'm assigning a new... Oh goodness me, it's so weird dealing with recs. I remember having this issue before with lists of recs. And I don't know, it was kind of confusing, but it seems that I have to construct new recs at every draw call, which is kind of weird. But I know that the unused recs will be disposed of, if I'm not mistaken. If I have to do that manually, I'll make sure I do that manually. But for now, I think the disposal is managed automatically in C#'s runtime. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is that this pertains towards just the player agent. What if there's multiple agents? I want something a bit more general purpose than this. But for now, let's see what happens. So this is just updating the ret list values. Let me just make a note of that. So I'm getting some suggestions here. Yeah, the suggestion's not too bad actually. Let's make it shorter. I did the ret list values, and here I'm drawing my assets. Okay. Let's just test this out and see what happens. Let me see what coordinates. Oh no, sorry, update call. Where's the update? So I've got walk right, I increment to the right, and walking left, I post decrement. Let's see if this works. Do things step by step, guys. While that's loading, I'm gonna have a look at the comments. Have a look at the chat. Where am I? Always get confused. Okay. Thank you, Bone Circuit. Appreciate the comments. Nice. Okay. Just waiting for UWP to load. Yeah, so it's a kind of a naive approach with regards to how I'm handling this, but ideally moving agents should be done more dynamically. I could implement like another nested, or there wouldn't be a need to nest another loop because I'm already incrementing through all the assets. I just have to make sure everything flows dynamically. I guess I could have all the world coordinates placed in their own list. That would work. Yeah, that'd be so cool. I might do that. So it's like, I have my ret list, my z buffer, which is essentially it's in command list. I should also have my coordinate list pertaining towards my agent count. I'm gonna update my task for that so I don't forget. Let's see. Okay. How to read that? Excellent. So just waiting for UWP to load. And hopefully we have some very basic movement on the screen. Make sure the logic flow is in the correct order, such that the update happens, the drawing happens after the update of the actual parameters. Yeah, construct the rect once and reuse the instance. I'm going to look into that. I had to look into what's going on there. I even made a note, seems pertaining towards the rect instancing. So I'll have a look at that. For now, I'm reconstructing rects. Because I couldn't set the X value for some strange reason. I didn't understand that. Even though it has a setter on it. Very weird. Oh, let's see if it's loaded yet. Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to build scene. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to move Valkyrie. So she's going to move. Oh, everything moved at once. Oh, that's so cool. We have liftoff. I could definitely say that. So I have left-right movement, but funnily enough, everything moves. So we've got to have a look at what's going on with that. And I know what's going on. It's because I'm using the updated values on all the objects because they're not stored in a list. So let's go ahead and change, let's use a list to organize our coordinate data. I think I have one already, I'm not sure. Scene agents, yeah, so I already thought ahead before, so we need to use scene agents for this. So I need to make sure I'm populating my scene agents with this function. Once again, it's probably best I go through my data interface layer, even though it's just such a hassle. My data interface. A static function, so maybe it shouldn't make a difference. Grab my signature. Data interface. Update my signature here. So world coordinates. Add scene agent element. That populates my list. Cool. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm gonna make sure I call this function when I'm setting my scene. So I'm gonna go back to my main page. Somewhere in the list. Let's see now. I'll put it here. What's the range? Vanguard core main asset sprite sheets to load count. Asset sprite sheet to load. Yeah, okay, cool. Because there's two, so it should make sense to put it here. So I'm calling this twice. Vanguard core library. Oh, what's the name of the function in the data interface? Add scene agent. Add scene agent element. Oh, I didn't reference my data interface. Sweetness. Vanguard core main data interface, add scene agent element. That happens twice. I have to allocate the values. I don't think I'm done here. Because the vector 2 pertains towards x and y, but what about width and height? Oh, I guess that's not really pertaining towards camera movement, so that should be fine. So I need to populate the values. Where was I? So I have my, where's the world coordinate stuff? Next to node, next to X positions. It's a bit confusing because I'm using these. One core. What's this? I've got some positions here, but maybe I'll deprecate this because I've already got vector 2s. Gets a little bit confusing, doesn't it? Okay, cool. What's the X and Y values? These just have double values. Okay, that's okay, I guess. Okay, fair enough. It's a bit strange how I did this, but it should be okay. Let me just think about what I'm doing here. Oops. World coordinates gives me payload X. Index. Add. Oh no, I don't need to add. Actually, what am I doing? Let's see if I can set this. It's the same thing. So okay. So I need to update the entire class of the vector because it's a vector. It's a vector class. I understand that now. This might be interesting. Let me try something here. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So I can update the values. These are magic, but I do have the world coordinates. I can use these instead. I'll stick with world coordinates for now. float. Does it take float values? Maybe that's why the rect was having issues. That's really strange. Okay, I think I get it. I'm just gonna type cost for now. Coordinate scene agent. Okay, so we'll populate a list that holds scene agent coordinates. Populate and render. I'm updating the values. Okay, that seems fine. But the only issue is that, again, the values are not dynamic. Oh, why am I overthinking this? Let me see. For sure this is overcomplicated, but you know what? I'm just getting this to work. CTL. To make another list because I need to implement the values dynamically. I may not need these. I'm just going to start off like this. I'm just going to do like this. I like that. I'm going to keep it. What does it say? Yep, it's not too bad. Nice summary. Comment these out for now. I don't think I need them. I'll delete these variables here if I don't need them. Right. I'm going to draw. All this effort is just to make things a little bit more dynamic. now I'm back in my render list. Make sure I'm using the right variables. And I construct the racks. Render list, rack list. Yeah, that looks about right. And the actual value should be updated here. I think I overdid things here, but it's okay. It's just that I have two strokes. But I'm gonna stick with what I was writing earlier because it's kind of like makes sense to me. So that I have to write this values instead of raw coordinate. Not really using that. I'm using raw coordinate. Using the X. Dimension should stay the same for the width and height. For now, I'll keep it like that. There shouldn't be a need to change the dimensions of width and height for now. So if I go back to my update loop, I might need to make some changes on my update. Make sure I'm only moving Valkyrie and I'm not moving like also my background. So player world increments, player world decrements. Player as in player world coordinates, not the world itself. Oh gosh. Not good. I have to do this all at once. Okay. I keep forgetting about this constructing the rack thing. Constructing my class. Oh, that's really weird. Every time I want to update the X values of my rec struct, I have to construct the rec itself. Man. I'm gonna try something. I need to do that though. Why don't know. These are publicly accessed, so let me try this. Animate draw. Because I could just use the straight variables straight up, but I want to attain towards the list. Oh, now I'm getting confused. So guys, I'm gonna just go quiet for a bit so I can lock in. It's quite easy fix. God, gosh, so I'm literally just doing the same thing over and over again. Oh my gosh. I don't want to do this manually. Okay, fine. So, coordinates, x and y, index x in one draw call, then index x in another draw call. That's fine. They all move independent of each other. I have my div as dot. Why didn't I just change it? Because I know I'm using index 0. Even if I have to construct a new rect. So all I have to do is access that 0 outside my loop. I don't like this bit so far. Oh, you have to do the right thing. I don't know if I'm gonna get this right because it's like I'm trying to make it so that I can update all the values dynamically. Then I got a little bit confused because I'm sure I can update them dynamically, but I'm gonna run the program just to give my mind a refresh to see what's happening, because I could have just assigned them wrong actually, but syntactically it's sound, so I'm gonna run it and see what's going on. Because I've been writing a lot of variables out and stuff like that, so I'm even just like syntactically tying myself in a way that I'm getting confused. So I'm just going to run the program. If I get vacuum moving on their own, that's fine, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to be the world moving along as well. It's not what I'm trying to do, but it's best I do things step by step. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, oh, what's this? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold it, Will. See if that fits for you. Maybe I should have stopped the program. Speed. What am I doing? What am I actually doing, man? That's hard coded. It's where I'm updating it that's not right, in a sense. Now this is going to be weird, but I think it's okay. Let me try something. Obviously this might not work. So I'll go for the construction route. More coordinate agent world. New vector 2. afterwards. I shouldn't have touched this. What the hell? I did something here where I shouldn't have. I did that in the wrong place. I changed it, I touched it. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, of course. Oh, that's super strange to me. I don't know. I'm getting there. Okay, I see it. loads up. Right? I'm gonna run the program and see what happens. Need a little stretch. Okay, we have liftoff. So we got the good news is that only one element is moving. The bad news is that it's not Valkyrie. So make sure I'm using the right indexes. Sorry guys, I struggled quite a bit there. I've been really confused with like my variables and stuff. But yeah, this is the behavior I'm looking for. I just need to implement the behavior properly. Man, that's not smooth though, is it? Like the speed and everything, it's so choppy. Look at how choppy that is. Sure we can improve performance. Okay, what am I moving? Why is it not the right order? Oh, background is 0, Valkyrie is 1, so I'm gonna go back to my update loop. So I am sort of hard coding here, but such as isn't, you know, I feel like I have to, or like it's, as long as this module here, this module pertains towards my player agent, then hard coding is fine. This doesn't have to be as dynamic as say the draw court in general, because I'm dealing with just one component, which is my player agent in particular. I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna slow that down. That's really fast. Let's just say like 0.2 float. 0.2 float. Oh, isn't it? Isn't it like that? Yeah, that's it. 0.2 float. I need to load her animations as well. Oh, sweet. 25 to 32. Oops. Oh, she's moving. Oh, okay, so if you look closely, guys, she's moving ever so slightly. Animation's so choppy, but at least she's moving. There we go. So let's make that a bit quicker now. So this is fairly dynamic, so I'm not worrying about you know, I'm moving everything at once. I'm, you know, dynamically moving my agents on the screen. That's good. I like that. Okay. Do these dimensions. her height, be her width. Right, 120, 200. Might be quite more appropriate than before. Views, variables. I'm going to see if I can load her animations for her running. So, oh gosh, if I can get this to work dynamically, that'd be really smooth. I just want to kind of know what I'm doing first. Things get interesting. These last two are confusing me. Am I using this variable? Find the references. Assignment. Yeah, okay, I need it. Okay, I'll just run down my resource pipeline and just try and get things right. And the spreadsheets into it to load. Technically 3. So I'm not batching. Just in case things I break anything. I'm just gonna comment out some code. The frame count of Valkyrie's standing animation 6. Populate another set of animations, the parameters for Valkyrie. How many frames is her running animation? 1, 2, 25, 10, 12, okay. I'm not mistaken there. Now, this I think should be 2. Might be wrong. Hopefully my logic is sound. Oh, just the old value, just in case I get things wrong. It's been maybe background folder, so 2 folders, yep. Index accounts, just a number, it's just a way for each folder destination file. Also, it's the total number. So that would be, it's not so bad. Oh wait, hold on. Oh my god, sorry guys. I hope this parameter is right. Like it's okay. I'm trusting my algorithm. One thing I think my algorithm doesn't take into account is how it loads these. So I might want to load 0 to 5, but what's the range for 20? Goodness, 25 to 32. On this calendar. I'm a bit worried about that. I might load the wrong sheet, the wrong assets. That's fine. That's what it's all about. I won't know unless I test it. I need ranges. Yeah, for sure. I need ranges. I'll probably have to fix this. Sure. We're gonna see what happens. No. Okay, so that's fine. Oh, is it fine? Is it really? I might as well load everything as the whole set, and just crop the animations I need. That seems a lot more sensible. Different. This would be the maximum frames, I guess. 4 to 6. No. Oh, it was 6. Commented out that is. Don't know what that pertains towards. Now I'm getting confused. That's a spreadsheet tool. This might be a problem. should have called that asset 0 countless twice. $32 for Valkyrie and 1 for the background. That's really strange. I'm just going to keep it like this for now and just test it out. Yeah, so good and bad news. The loading routine is doing what I'm telling the loading routine to do, but I'm obviously targeting the wrong sprites at the wrong time. I just want her idle animation, her running animation. She's doing different things. It looks like I'm looping through the entire, by the looks of it. So what I've done, I've imported the entire sprite sheet from asset 0 to 32. That's why she's standing, slashing, and running. Now I have to tell my animation routine what to crop. I only want the correct animations at the correct time, which I obviously haven't done yet. But so far I like this. I'm glad that I was able to import her entire sprite sheet on a one-shot. That's quite fun. One-shot pertaining towards the session, not pertaining towards the code itself, the syntax. You know, it only took me one attempt. That's what I meant. Interesting. Gotta really make sure these numbers are right. Okay, so we're gonna have to crop our animations. Where am I going? Let me just check what's actually going on here. Ah, yes, of course. Probably the first place I need to go is my main, to where I'm building the scene. Where am I setting my animation parameters? In my command list, I think. Towards the bottom. Where's the command and stuff? Stored animation routines in the command list, I think. Oh, right at the top. Okay. Okay, this is interesting for me. Let me see what I can do here. It has to be after I populate my command list. I'm going to try and access the list themselves. I'm not sure if I'm going to see what I can do there. Let me see what happens. This is very interesting. Animation class list canvas bitmap. Oh my gosh. The way I did this is super weird. Animations per frame. The background is first, so I'll deal with that. Not sure if this is right. List of list. Oh, of course. Make sure I'm accessing the correct list. Super interesting. I have to individually set the parameters for all the animations, of course, that are being loaded. So I need to account for, I need to set Valkyrie's idle and her running animations, the parameters for her running animations separately. So Valkyrie's moveset is stored on command list 1, I want to say. I might be wrong about that. Asset spreadsheet load to count. I might. I'm setting it in 2 different places. tool to load. I'm gonna go with that. I was getting confused by that as well. No need for that. So now that should be 3, I think. Technically I'm loading 3 of our sprite sheets, but I'll leave the 2 commented out just to be safe. Where was I? Create idle. Animations per frame. Not either animations. Too fast. I'll go 4 draw calls per frame. Now, so I have to look at the folder structure so I know where the sprites are. So where in the batch is she? Her idle animation would be 0 to 6, I think. Because I loaded all her frames in one batch. Now I'm just cropping between 0 and 6 if I'm not mistaken here. Her running animation is next in the slot, pertaining towards this range, which is now set to 3. So Valkyrie run, runs. And out of the batch here, where's her run right animation range? I think it's like 25 to 30, yeah, 25 to 32, 0 index. Oh goodness, 25 to 32. 25 to 32. So I've repopulated my command list. So in my draw call, I should dynamically draw the animations correctly. Hopefully, that'd be nice. Let me see. Let me just have a look at it. Command list in focus. Yeah, animation in focus. Gosh, I might be constructing new stuff here. Main animation in focus. Animation per frame global. Frame rate. Yeah, I'm passing that in the command list. Oh, I wonder, man. Let's have a look. Let's test. I'm gonna test this out. Hey guys, I'm just looking at the chat now. Excellent, thanks. Hello everybody. Why don't I put one variable for speed so I don't change in 2 places? Yeah, so kind of updated it, so I sorted that out already. So I really checked the chat really late. So I missed all your suggestions and stuff. But hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Did I make the girl myself? No, I got the girl from a website called craftpix.com, which is like a 2D asset store. So I'll leave a link in the description. I'll update my description after this. Craftpix.com, so I'll do that. Let me make a note of that so I don't forget to do that. It's a really nice little store. They got free stuff, but there's also like paid 2D assets. That's where I got her from. Let me see. Let's update. Description. Craftpix. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, it looks like an exception. Oh, okay, let's see what happens. Quite surprised by that. probably index out of range exception. Yeah, I thought so. In the main page, that's really interesting. Let's wait for my UWP, so that's range of 3. Oh, goodness, where am I? Oh, render list. Oh, okay, because I populated my command list, but I didn't populate my render list, and my Z buffer doesn't need to change, I think, but my render list has to. Does it? Oh, because I'm using this. Technically, my render list doesn't need to update, but because of the range I'm using, let me fix that. Let's see if I can do that. Render list. What's the range? Asset spreadsheet to load. Because I could be loading, say, oh, I see. Spreadsheets. What am I loading? Valkyrie and the background. That should still be 2, I think. Let me just double check. I'm using that range as well here. Make sure I'm doing that correctly. Even though I've got 3 command list items, I'm still only looping twice because Valkyrie is coming from the same. Valkyrie is like a set because I loaded her all at once. So that should be 2, not 3, I think. Let me go back. So this 2 shouldn't be commented out. Let me go and put that back. Because I batched her. Okay, let me give this another try. I haven't really used the Copilot feature that much. I think what I like to use the Copilot feature for is like the summary, like code summaries. So maybe I'll summarize some code later, but yeah, so far I only used GitHub Copilot for like code snippets and to summarize my main page out of curiosity. But maybe for even more complex things, I might need some AI stuff. Let's see if this works. I don't know if I broke anything. Yeah, I think I broke something. It's outside the range. So now the count is 2. Oh, but then I'm looking at, there's like 3 elements in there. Where's index being used? Wait, command list. Oh. Public command list. I'm using like one variable for 2 different things, and that's really not good. Let me add a new variable here. It's very simple, really. Command list count. I'm just gonna do it like this, and I'll probably just access this directly. Which loop was it? Was it this one? Line 34. Populate command list. Yeah. I need 3 command lists. Command list count. Because I think I was using one variable conveniently for 2 different things. But now that I've introduced this kind of batching concept, I have to be careful because I have 2 different responsibilities which should be handled by 2 different objects. 2 different objects in my code should handle 2 different respective responsibilities. Let me see here. command list count. So sprite sheets to load in total, which is 2, but the command list I need is 3, so I do need to separate these concerns. I like reading the snippets a bit. Let's leave it there. Okay, fix my range hopefully. Let me see what happens. Oh, let me just see. Let me just see what happens. How's all your summers going, guys? It's a very warm summer. We will have to keep safe. We will have to keep warm. Well, we don't have to try hard to keep warm. It's summer, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna attempt to build my scene. Still not quite right. Surprised by that. Maybe the concept of standing idle, like my application doesn't understand that concept, so I need to implement that. Very fascinating. No, I think I'm not done yet. I want to see what's happening here. So what? Oh, I see. So because I'm looping through all my command lists, I'm drawing everything at once. That's so interesting. Perhaps I need to tell my draw loop, only draw the necessary animations. If not, then I skip. So I need a validate, I need an if condition probably. And my if condition can predicate my draw call. Well, not the draw call itself, but like the draw for individual agents. And if, say if I go to my update, where's update gone? If say I am idle, here it says walk left. Let me see if I can. If player state is idle, then I've got to make sure that only the idle animation draws. So here, this precondition kind of predicates the position value, which is working. I move right only when the program computes that I'm moving right by pressing the D key. Now I need to update the animations accordingly. I'll give that a try. Well, the player state is already in move right. So I might need my if condition wrapped within my draw call domain. Animated draw. Draw agents to the scene, okay. Remember earlier I talked about how the coupling between my library and my project scope kind of gets closer. I am worried about that, but I will embrace what's happening in a sense, for the sake, embracing potential coupling issues for the sake of having a cohesive system overall. Very interesting. So in lines 42, in these two lines, I'm concerned with drawing out my z-buffer elements. Let me predicate my drawing subroutine with an if condition. Validate should still call probably. Okay. Now this, again, I already know that in my Z buffer, the order is background and Valkyrie. So I'm a little worried to start hard coding things. That's when, let me see. I'm moving to the right, so which is on the screen. It's a general purpose algorithm. Be careful. Not sure about this, my approach here, but I'm going to go for this. I'm going to have it with arms. Come on, let's do this. Buffer, command list, rep list, not my rep list. Buffer. Oh, it's draw clause. Yeah, okay, cool. So that's the zero for this one. Let's update that as well. These are kind of hard coded, I think. They should be in my, should be accessing my render, I won't say render list, but might be render. Not render list, my command list. Otherwise the, oh hold on. Yeah, let's update that. Guys, I might have to cut the stream because my brain's getting fried. I'm gonna come back with a fresh mindset for the next one. I'm passing my limits. Apparently dynamic people not using it. It's common to one. Super strange. Yeah guys, let me cut the stream for now. Might have to work with my animation routine. I thought I was working with ranges, but I might not be. I might just be literally animating full unbatched, like full batches of sprites when I should be cropping them. So I think it's a good time for me to cut the stream. Thanks for watching guys, I really appreciate all your viewership. I'm going to work some more off screen. The next stream might be in a couple days, gives me a little bit more time to get ahead. If not, I'll stream tomorrow. If not, it will be in a couple days instead. It just gives me, I realize that the more time I have to work off screen, the more significant the updates are. Let me know what you guys think if you have an opinion on that. Alright guys, I really appreciate everything, and I'm going to leave things about here, so I'm going to cut the stream. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a good day. Let's see, yeah, no more new comments. Alright, bye guys, thank you.